I don't see
I don't, I
that.
don't, I don't agree with that in totality. I don't agree with that in a whole. I think this goes back to what we were talking about before about protection. I mean, it's so cut and dry about men protecting women. All right, so cut and dry. Like men are supposed to protect women, but women can protect men as well. And this is one of the places where women can protect men. And I'm speaking on it from a point of certain things that you may post may draw in a certain type of reaction. And that reaction may, you know, be somewhat disrespectful. Now,
Mm-hmm.
it may be disrespectful to your man. It may be disrespectful to you. And now he got to go into um, defending you or your your relationship. But if you was to be a little more mindful about certain things that you post, you wouldn't put him in a certain situation to have to def-
I don't
I
see
don't,
what
I
the.
don't I don't agree with that in totality. I don't.
Hey, hey, everybody! How y'all doing? Welcome to Candid Conversations. I am your host, the one and only, the remarkable yet beautiful Kyra. How y'all doing today? I hope everybody had a wonderful day today. I didn't, so therefore we don't know what's gonna come out my mouth. So let's just pray for me. Let's get our co-host out here, Mr. Roshawn Davis. Please step
Saying
out.
that, saying nothing but another setup. That's all it is. Nothing but
It's
another
only a
setup.
setup. It's only a setup if you let it be a setup.
You already know how I'm coming. That's why y'all picked this.
It ain't my pick. I didn't pick nothing.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. Cody, say what's up. Cody occupied.
Cody said, y'all took too damn long.
Cody said, hey, what's up? How y'all
Cody.
doing?
Hi, Cody. And of course, the man of all trades, Mr. the Deacon Derek Watson.
The heck is wrong with you?
I told
What's
you
going on?
that, but I
What's going
did
on with
not
your hair?
tell
Yo, you out
y'all.
here doing? You out here giving us like Tuesday, Wednesday vibes. Like, what's going on?
I told y'all. I
Mhm.
told y'all. Y'all better
She done
get me
turned into
before
a
you get
whole.
in.
She all doing head bobs and stuff. Like, what is going on?
I was jamming to the music in my head.
Lord,
I was jamming. Well, hello everybody. The KK crew was on. Today's topic is. Let me tell y'all something about this topic, right? I had half of my day was spoiled because I had to listen to 1001 Kevin Samuels videos. Do you know the torture that I had to go through today? It was not a good thing.
You learned something.
I learned nothing at all except that man's voice is annoying as hell.
dang, why is the voice gotta be annoying?
And he's everything everybody says he is.
Mm.
Sheesh.
So, on that note, and let this be the last time I got to hear this man's voice, is all for these videos, and then we'll kick into the topic. Derek,
With men who are the bag, with men who are ambitious, with men who are purpose and goal driven, productive, competitive, successful men, they're not going to come home and negotiate power with me. I lead, you follow. I have all the responsibility. I make a world to where you can sit down and I take care of everything, but you have to be under my authority. And what that means is you have to trust in the fact that I know what I'm doing, to where I'm not going to have you nag me 50 million times. A high value woman is attractive and appealing. She has a comforting character. She's discerning and disciplined. She's enthusiastic and exuberant. She's loyal and liberated. That's the definition of a high value woman. Number one, in order to be a high value man, it starts with money. Again, like it or not, I didn't put the six-figure thing out there. It's been with us since the mid 80s, and like it or not, that's where this whole thing starts. You can't be high value and homeless, so you have to make a certain amount of money, and the line is roughly at $10,000 a month, adjusted for Atlanta dollars. Number two, that money needs to be made over a length of time, i.e. performance, and that's roughly about 5 years. And about the 3-year mark, you're kind of starting to scratch the surface. Why does it need to be 5 years? Well, because, guys, it's a matter of consistency and stability. Look in the NFL, the NBA, anybody can have a great season, but having a great season does not automatically mean you're going to the Hall of Fame. Number three is group acceptance. Like it or not, guys, high value man is like a fraternity. It's like a club, a secret society. And high value men know other high value men. They're welcoming men to the group. They know what it takes to be there. They know what it takes to get in there. And high value men, group acceptance is supremely important. Why is group acceptance so important? Because the next part, a network. You have to have a network of other high value men and others. This is another stumbling block for a lot of guys, for a lot of people, because they may have the money, even the length of time. They may look like they fit the group, but if they don't even have any other high value contacts or a network, a group of others, that person's going to be looked at with a side eye. Network, we got to have the visibility. Guys, your income and your position has to be LinkedIn level. Think of it like this. This person says they're the CEO of a Fortune 500 company. This person is head of thoracic surgery at Johns Hopkins. This person is VP of Mergers and Acquisitions at Bank of America. And then someone says, hi, I'm an entrepreneur. 3 of those 4 people, at a glance, we can pretty much estimate who they are, what they do, and their relative importance in the overall socioeconomic structure. The 4th person, more information is needed. There's not enough visibility, not enough transparency. 6th part is probably my favorite part, guys. A high value man is useful to others and the group. A lot of times you hear people say, I don't want to be used. I don't want to be used. No, I want to be used. Why? Because that means I'm useful. High value men are in demand and useful. Their presence is felt when they're there, and their absence is felt when they're gone. That is how you know you're really a high value man.
Okay. That was a lot to take in. High value men. Sean, please
Why
explain.
me? Why me?
Because that's your boy.
That is my boy.
Kevin, that's your boy. That is your boy. So please explain.
I think people get it confused. That's what he feels. High value is determined on what you feel, what value you bring, what value you see in others, I guess. The one thing that I always think is very interesting is that, you have a lot of women that speak on that 6 figures, 6-pack, all of that, the sixes, that didn't come from men. That came from women. But what they had to understand is that those men, once they get to a certain point in their life, they're looking for a certain type of woman, which would be determined as high value. Now, what determines that? That's the conversation. That's the conversation where we're at. And I think a lot of people don't like it when it don't fit them. And that's why I said last show, the individuals that say, "Oh, well, I'm single by choice," and I'm like, "No, you're not single by choice. You're single because of the choices that's that's available to you.
Mm-mm.
You if this wonderful man that walked through the door, if he presented himself to you, you ain't gonna be single no more. You're gonna choose that. But those men are not walking through your door. I mean, so I think high value. I think it depends on you and what you view as high value. I know one thing that we can all agree with: a lot of women, not all, they view uh, character, integrity, honor, loyalty, finances, protection. All of those things they look at that in high regards, and instead of just saying high value, you can say what's rare. Whatever's rare is valuable. So if you're in a 10 percentile of earners, that's rare. That's not something in abundance. I mean, the average man in America make anywhere between $43,000 to $50,000 a year. So that man that make $150,000 a year, that man is rare. It's not a man that you walking up on, on every corner. It's rare, and I think you can make the play on that understanding what some view as high value.
Okay.
And that,
You
y'all, is the show. Good night.
y'all already know. I don't believe in all that high value stuff and a high value man, high value woman. Okay, whatever you want, it you got it. It is what it is. Whatever.
Just
Like
because you don't like the terms, don't mean that it ain't relevant or it don't make sense.
I mean, if it make listen, if it makes sense to y'all and it don't make sense to me, who am I? It's like, to each his own. To each his own.
Absolutely, and that's why I said what's valuable. What's valuable depends on the person. What you deem as valuable.
Exactly. So, from what I get from it, it's more about success and power. That's what I get out of the Kevin CMUs. This is what a high value man is, whatever. I get from that is success. Hey, boo. It's success.
And a lot of women like successful, powerful men.
I'm not saying they don't.
They do.
I always say I ain't never saw a lonely drug dealer.
I had. But
Yeah, like, not successful and powerful. Not gonna happen.
But it is what it is. Like they say, it's whatever you value. So if that's whatever it is that you value, you go for what you know.
Let me ask you, what do you value?
Everything that's not materialistic.
That's your answer.
Ooh.
that's your answer.
We're talking about high value men, and really it's men and women, but that's what we're talking about, Raquel. We're talking about high value men and women, and is it a real thing, or are people egos being stroked?
Let me ask you, what's wrong with somebody's ego being stroked?
I didn't say anything was wrong with it.
No, just ask the question.
There's nothing wrong with your ego being stroked.
Okay.
If
I
that's
don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's nothing. I can't honestly say it's nothing wrong with an ego being stroked. Um, there's a difference between confirmation and and stroking someone's ego. I can confirm, or I can confirm or affirm you as a person, as my brother, as a man, or as my sis, or as the female. But to stroke an ego is more vague, is more vain.
But you don't have to be successful for somebody to stroke your ego.
Right. You don't have to, but that's what I'm saying. So stroking is just an attempt to stroke. If you're going to stroke somebody's ego, it doesn't have to be because you're successful. It's just period. And either way, that's still a part of vanity, and it can sometimes prove to be taken the wrong way, or taken to a place, put you to a place of this person, making this person feel that they're actually higher than they really are.
That's possible.
So
That's possible. But the only problem with that is if that person takes that and cause havoc with it.
right,
You know, that's the only problem. But we all view things as valuable to us. You know, we all value certain things. You know, and in this day and age, I know that, you know, trying to simplify it, a lot of women value successful men.
right, but a lot of women don't.
I
So
mean, more. I would say there's
right,
not a. I'm going to say more would rather a successful man over a non-successful man. Now,
right,
whatever attaches to that man, if he's controlling, or if he's this or he's that, that's what will, you know. But nobody. I don't think more. I don't think lesser women and more would say, "Oh, I don't want a successful man." No, you want a successful man. You want to be taken care of. You want to be catered to. You want to be, you know, taken out and flown out and go on vacations and be able to, you know, send your kids to college. And, you know, I just think what comes along with that conversation with certain men, because of what they may, you know, want, or what they're looking for, or what the expectations is, or, you know, all of those different things. That's what makes some women be like, oh, and then to be honest, a lot of women don't even qualify for that, what they're asking for, or what they say they deserve. A lot of them don't even qualify for those 10% men. And that's just the reality. They don't like to hear it, but that's reality.
right,
And that's
It's only
and that's
10%. It's only 10% of men make over a certain dollar amount and above. I mean, unless you're sharing them, everybody can't get one.
you're right.
Simple.
and that is and you're absolutely correct. So for those who want them, try to go get it.
I mean, I think the biggest issue is what
Strokes for
comes
different
along with
folks.
that. What comes along with that? What they may expect from
Somebody
you.
that's
You know,
narcissist.
what they may,
Mm.
you know, want, how they may view things or see things. You know, a lot of women say they want a, a man. They're seeking for us to take our rightful place, right? Men, you know, especially black men. Black men need to stand up and take their rightful place. What does that mean?
Right.
I want to ask you, not calling you out or whatever. I want to know from a black woman, you know, if you're in spaces with other black women that speak on things like this, what does that actually mean?
What, men take their rightful place?
Yeah. As the leaders, as the in our culture, what does that actually mean?
I'm gonna say that this is what I think that it means. I think that it means that for a man to take his rightful place in the home, in a relationship or whatever, is to lead the home. It is to lead, to take, to help take care of the home, take care of the people that dwell in that home, protect, provide, you know, all of the good things that come with it. Those things.
Provide and protect. That's what you basically said.
Provide, protect.
But a man provides more than just a dollar. amount.
Right.
What you say?
A man provides more than just a dollar amount. It's wisdom, it's knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. It's guidance. I mean, it's spiritual. It's all of those other things as well. Like every time we hear provide.
Can I ask a question? Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
If in the home, if a man, depending on what a man does to make the money to provide for his family, is it kind of safe to say that the man isn't really going to be in the home to guide and to see and do all of the things of that nature because they're not going to be around because they're too busy making the money to provide in the home?
In a lot of cases. Derek, what you got?
I don't think. I think in most cases, yes, but it's not completely inconceivable that they provide and do those things from their home or stab in and stab out as if they would need to. Because you can still be a man and you can still provide and offer guidance and protect a you and that young lady are not together. So it's not completely like, oh, we have to cohabitate or be under the same roof.
Get it.
I'm kind of confused. No, you right. You can um show guy without cohabiting with another, but that's only when you're available to do so. Correct?
Right.
Say that one more time.
What happened?
No, I said say that one more time. No?
Me?
Yeah.
Me? Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know because it was kind of going in and out.
Okay,
I said that with a person, um, you are still able to guide and provide and when you are available.
I mean, but I don't
When you're
have to
around,
be I don't have to be home for my influence and my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding to still be placed upon my home.
Right.
I don't have to be
but you have to be you have to be around.
I have to be what?
Oh, where did you go? She's frozen.
She faking. She was
Frozen.
standing there like this.
She's like a 1990s video poster.
Oh God.
Cat, where you at, girl? She'll look like one of the freeze frames from what's that dating show that used to be back in the day?
Yeah. Yes, you do.
Cat, you was up there frozen like the dating game.
Yeah, we ain't get nothing you said. We ain't hear nothing you said.
I don't know what the heck is going on today. Get on my phone because I hate
they the dating game. She's straight up there like the dating game.
Dating game.
It was like they picked Kyra. Yeah. So would you like Love Connection? That's what it was. Love Connection. The audience chose Kyra. Would you like to go out with Kyra again? You know what? I would love to go out with Kyra again.
Yo, if I get frozen, if I blank out, I don't know. Something's going. I don't know if my kids playing around with it because they want to play their games. I have no idea. But today my internet want to act stupid.
Okay, but you were saying
So, my bad.
Yes, you go.
What was I saying?
You start off with that you were confused, and that you're correct. That I was correct, which is a big deal because you don't say that too often. But I was correct. Uh, that you, uh,
love Kevin Samuels.
yes,
What?
that it is possible to direct,
What?
to provide, and to give direction without living together, and then you froze.
Oh, because I'm about to say I know damn well I ain't say nothing about loving no Kevin Samuels.
Mhm.
Yeah, I said that is when you're available, when you are around, then yes, you're influenced because you can't if you're if you're a man that is I can't call you up and say we need your guidance right now. We need you. You can't do that. So
Why
it's
can't you?
when you're available to then because you're busy,
I mean, but
you're working.
availability isn't just physical.
Right.
It's not just
I know
physical.
it's not.
So
I know it's
that's
not,
what I'm
but you
not.
have to make yourself available in order to
I can make
you have
myself
to make
available.
yourself available. You can't I'm not saying you, but I'm just saying you can't be a very busy person and I'm trying to get in touch with you on certain things or for you to deal with one of your kids because they want to act up. Those type of things you can't do when you got a busy man working and he in meetings and he in this, depending on what your job is. If you're in meetings, can I disrupt you in your meeting just so you could yell at your kid? No, I can't.
Right.
Yes, you can. I think you could, unless you're performing surgery or you in court. Like, yeah, excuse me for a minute. I got to take this call. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my bad,
But
y'all. Let me.
In
Little
reality,
Enrique acting
in
up. I'll be
reality,
right
that's
back, y'all. I promise.
yeah, I think a lot of
what
people
happened.
are unrealistic. I think they're
Everybody
unrealistic.
acted up today.
I think people are unrealistic and or they're not really knowledgeable about what it is they want and what that comes with. Like you can't have a top earner and him be around all the time
Right.
and him flying you out all the time and him going shopping for you all the time and him cooking for you and you got rose petals all around and yeah taking selfies and no in order to
I
be
just,
successful it takes a lot of work. It
Yes.
takes a lot of work.
and that's
And
what I
that's
just
why.
said. You're
But that
gonna
don't
be a busy
mean
man. So if you're
but that don't mean I'm not available to you. That don't mean that my influence in my home is lacking.
Right.
it might
That
I
be.
doesn't mean
I
that.
can
So
understand that. And what you
how many times have I heard, and I've heard this a lot of times. If you want a man with money, you have that he's busy and he's not going to be able to give you the attention and this and that. If you want attention, then understand he has to be a broke man. I've heard this 100 times
Uh,
over.
I hear that, but it's not.
I don't
It's a
know
it's a
because I
case
don't
by
like
case. It's a case by case basis. It's a
so
case by case. Yes, it's a case by case basis. And in anybody, that's like people that want, that date or marry basketball players. I mean, you got away games for 41 dates of your basketball calendar year. I mean, so he's not going to be home. So if like the one lady just said, um, it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost. It's like you can't have everything perfect, is what I'm
no,
saying.
you
Everything is
can't.
not going to be perfectly the way that you
You have
want
to
it.
be willing to,
You're going to
but you
have to
have to be willing to
sacrifice.
accept that cost. If you're not,
Yeah,
you
you're
have
going
to
to have
be
to
willing to
sacrifice.
accept
And a lot of times, that lifestyle, a lot of people are willing to accept it because they want to live a certain type of lifestyle.
right, but that's I think when we look at the whole conversation of the high value, the way that Kev put it out there. Um,
And that was
does
his
it
personal views.
right, and I think that was very uh keen and profound how you started off with making that comment, making it because that changes the conversation. Because when you say that's his personal views, it changes the whole dynamic of what a high value man or woman could be, right? So because Cat may not find value in the amount of money you make and who you hang out with and who you connected to. She may find value or think a high value man is someone, as she said, that when she calls, they can come. They can come and be of assistance to her. She may find value in the fact that they treat her like the queen she is, or they may not have all the money, but they are more than willing to give of what they have. Um, where someone else may be like, nah, I need that bag. I need to be flyed out. I need to be flued out, and I need to be fed, and I need to be pampered. And yes, leave me alone. And hey, if you cheat on me, you can cheat on me. As long as my lifestyle, I can. When I swipe that card, I don't get a thing kicked
Decline.
back at me. So it's like everybody's view of a value is different. So Jonathan could be considered a high value man, and he only make $32,000.
See
Um,
that's why I liked when the conversations began,
right,
when it wasn't just about what somebody think. The conversation happens, and then you find out more once the
right,
conversation happened. It goes into, do you want to be a stay-at-home mom? Do you want to live a suburban life? Do you want a vacation? Do you want, to be able to buy the cars, let's say in a middle class neighborhood, you want to buy your cars, you want to you want to be able to pay for your kids' college funds. You want to do all of this, and then it goes to, how much of this dollar amount to fund all of this, how much do you want to be responsible for? And a lot of those women said not much, maybe 20%, maybe 10%. And it goes right back to, you want that type of man then, because that type of man to live a middle class or upper lower or upper class household, to fund that, to buy the cars, to pay the mortgage, to pay for the kids to go to school, to go on vacations, for all of these different things, that costs money.
right,
And that's why I said a lot of people wasn't looking at it realistic. They want all of these things, but they're not really putting pen to paper to say, how much do this actually cost? What type of man is going to be able to fund these things that I actually want? And
right,
that's where I think when the conversation went that route, it really changed a lot of mindsets to, oh, I really do want a high value man, because ain't nobody going to sit here and say, I want a broke man. Not saying what you would tolerate, or could you deal with something that's available to you, is about, the conversation went about, what do you want? Would you want to live in a nice home in a middle class or upper lower class neighborhood? Do you want to be able to buy, nice cars? Do you want to be able to go on vacations when you want to go on vacation? Do you want your kids in private schools, or, or go to college and you pay for college? Do you want all of these different things? If it's not for you, then it's not for you. We're not talking to you. We're talking about the people that want these things, but not realizing that it costs money. It costs a lot of money. And those men that can afford that type of lifestyle, like they said, it come with a cost. Those men are probably not going to tolerate what that man that makes 30,000 he's not going to tolerate the same things. He's not going to want to deal with the same things. I hear some things in our culture now, it's mind blowing, to where it's like cooking for your man is slavery. And I'm like, it's not slavery. You got to cook anyway. It's ridiculous. If you lived on your own, you would have to pay 100% of your bills. You would have to cook the food for you and your children. You would have to do all of these different things. Now you insert this man. Now you think it's slavery to cook for this man, but you want this man that's up here. It makes no sense.
Well, I never heard that cooking for a man is kind
That's
of
why you
gross.
froze. That's why you froze. God was like, boo, nope, she lying.
What happened? I'm about to get on my phone.
So he was like, "Stop that lie right there! Stop
My
that lie! She's
I
lying."
mean, I mean, come on, cousin. Like we've heard this. We've heard this since we were kids.
Here
My
we
money
go.
is my
what?
money. Your money is my
Cooking for
money.
a man.
Right? We ever
Oh,
heard that?
I didn't hear that part because I told y'all my internet is bugging, so I
Tell
didn't
kids
hear
to get off of the game. But
that.
no, I'm just saying. A lot of our women place value around money. You know, my money is my money. Your money is my money. You know, it's all, you got to make six figures. You got to be 6 feet tall. You got to have a six pack. You got all these different things. I mean, you got to have a nice house. You got to fly me out. I want red bottoms. I want this. I want nice things. And that's not a problem. It's not an issue if you like nice things. But you have to understand that it's a man that's going to be attached to that. Now, what do that man expect? What do he want?
And majority of the
But
time, what he wants or what
what
his
happens to the 50?
expectation is not what they're willing to give out.
She's about to act. She's about to act some bullshit. That's why she
Yeah,
froze again.
love connection.
On this episode, come
So,
on back, Metro PCS.
so
I'll say this there while we waiting for her to come out of the ice age. What's some of those comments? Because those comments is flying.
oh wow. Ms. Jiggett says, "Who's looking for a roommate?" And then seven hit a came back with the he was laughing at the fact she says roommate, and then says that's the problem. The mindset is wild and wrong. Then Jiggett came back and says 50-50 is definitely a problem. So we it's safe to say that Jiggett is definitely signed on for a high value man. But Jiggets, if you are signed on for a high value man, then because I want to go back up to something she said before, but we're gonna stay right here. If you are signed on for a high value man, are you willing to take the the blows that come along with it, the being alone and him not being home and him not being available? Are you don't want a roommate, but do you want to have a soulmate but still live alone, live alone?
And I'll take it off of her. Not even just that, because I don't want to paint the picture that all high value men
They're
are
busy. They're busy.
absent from the home. Like when I don't want to do that because we'll make that, you know, what's, you know, paramount. And I don't want to do that. But even get to that high value man, a lot of women have to understand, are you qualified to get a high value man? Will you be able to sustain that? You know, to be able to pair with that man for a long term. You know, are we able to tone some things down? Are you able to listen to reason? And like I said to cousin, I think yesterday, if you come to a fork in the road about your child, you know, and you feel you're right, he feel he's right. He's the leader of the household. You're the, you know, you follow him, the children is under you. If he say we're going right, are you able to just say yes, we're going to go right with you? Are you able to do that? Or are we going to be arguing about, no, I want to go left. No, I want to go right. No, I said left. No, I want to go right. Are you able to say, I'm going to follow this man? Are you able to do that? Because a man of high value is not going to sit there and go back and forth with you and tolerate that type of nonsense. If he's the now you can have conversations and, you know, he can make decisions with, you know, with your dialogue at hand and how you feel. But if this man is supposed to make decisions on the household and how to move the household forward, are you willing to take a back seat to let him lead, or call on you to make decisions, but is actually his decision to lead? Are you willing to do that? Because if this man ain't gonna work himself up to be this corporate executive and then come home and have you yell at him and talk down to him, and that's not gonna happen. These men are very distinguished. These men are very their mindset is very, they have a very strong mindset. Yeah,
Right.
to whereas they're not going to tolerate a certain type of behavior or dialogue. And
I'm back.
that's why a lot, we see you.
Turn your
That's why a lot of women, don't get those type of men, because they don't qualify. For lack of better words, I'm sorry.
So
I
we
heard some of what you said, but go ahead, Derek, because I'm
we
still playing
have
around with this.
we have a brother Rex who's in the. So we're gonna put him on.
That's
As the rules stated, you get 5 minutes, 15 minutes. What you say?
five. 2
5 minutes.
to 5. 2 to 5.
You
2
get
to
two to
5.
5 minutes to state your case. If you make some good cases that pull on some dialogue, we'll go back and forth. But after that, you're out of here. So let us welcome Rex.
Welcome.
What's up? What's up?
That's
That
Ray.
message, that message for me. Let me know I only get 5 minutes. After that, I gotta calm down because I'll be trying to take our camera time. I understand. Now,
You family, you know that. You family.
I wanted to come up and explain my side of the 50-50. I don't like the type of whatever, but to me, in my world, 50-50 it works. It's perfect. The roommate situation thing, like a lot of women look at the situation like, oh, if I gotta pay half or if I gotta do anything as a roommate, that mindset, it's a selfish mindset. You're literally asking for a slave. So you don't have to do, and if you have to put any work into the situation, it's a problem for you. See, this is how 50-50 works. 50-50 don't mean financial. Like you have to put up half the rent or half the bills. 50-50 is playing your part. Because you forget men is stay-at-home dads too. Not only women, men take the position of stay-at-home dads. It's not popular, but you do have it. You got men that stay home and take care of the house. He play his part. How would his view be to the women if she working and making all the money? Is she considered high value or is she considered a working wife? This high value thing is blown out of proportion because value don't have nothing to do with how much money you make. Men could make, it could be a man that's have $5 million or worth $5 million. That don't mean he's a high value man. His standards is off. He treats you like trash. That doesn't mean he's high value because he got money. The money is got what got women out of order. Who don't want to work? But if you got a man and y'all goals is bigger than what y'all already have, and take both of y'all to work. One day you ain't gonna work no more. I'm 100% sure somebody bringing in a lot of money, the other spouse they don't have to work no more. But you got to work for that. You can't just pop up in somebody's life. They don't even know you. They knew you for 2-3 years, but you literally want them to sacrifice every day to bend to your will. Do you know what that is? You know how tiring that is to go to work, they come home, take out the garbage, and they come home to please you. But nowhere in that is even showing him appreciation, rubbing his shoulders. Is too much. Fixing him a plate, cooking, cleaning, making sure when he come home, your 50% is done. The man could bring in all the money, but we come home, is the laundry done? Is the dishes done? Is the food done? Is your part and the household is the kids straight? Is they learning? Is the education straight? Is they speech correct? Or is they sitting there watching Sexy Red and doing TikToks with you? All this plays a whole part in the relationship. But everything is focused on the man and what he's supposed to do and what he's not supposed to do. And y'all hold men to worldly standards, which 100% mess up all relationships. All because you have expectations of a man that you just met, probably been with 2 years, on knowing that this man can't reach them expectations. I'm a security guard, entrepreneur too, but I'm a security guard, and I have friends that's just security guards. That's good men. Women don't mess with them because their income is like
Hey, Tanya.
$2,000 a month.
They want a certain type of lifestyle.
And that's not going to afford a lifestyle. But all it takes for them to sit down and come up with a plan that they could both work hard together and reach there. Because y'all living for the minute, the moment. And money ain't about floss, it's about generational wealth. How selfish is a female to run through money and then when her future generation is going to suffer? How man, it's crazy to me. My mind all over the place when it comes to this because I be having a lot of points. I be tired of this.
But isn't it a thing? Isn't it a thing to whereas I've heard certain women say that they don't want to build a boot. They don't want to build a bear. They want a man that's already established.
Because they don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the work, and it's not, and that's stupid. Like, who's you building?
But even further to attach to this, some of the same women believe in hypergamy. They want a man to make more. So maybe in that equation, you're the build-a-boo.
Well, I don't see how, because it's not like they're making me more.
No. What I'm saying is a woman that believes in hypergamy means that she want a man that makes equal to her or above.
Yeah.
Mostly above. She want a man that make more. So in that scenario, he's above. So she's the build-a-boo.
Yeah, well, and if they could look at it like that, that's still selfish, because at the end of the day, they wouldn't call a man to build a boo. How many men put women through school, through college? And what's that? But it's like their thing is that that's what men supposed to do. But they forget about the strong black woman. It's about keeping a culture when you're in a relationship. The strong black woman is what? What? Where is she? Where she go? Is she's a man backbone? Because that's what she's supposed to be. And what a backbone do? Hold her man down. That's building him up, whether it's spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or financially. It's still being a backbone. She still have a part to play. That build a boo, build a bit. That's like pimp slick talk for women. That's what they want to be now. Y'all want to be pimps. That's cool. But realize what you end up with. Don't be mad at me for what I say. Look back in history. All my knowledge is based off of reality, not what people say. I base it off of, I look and I see. I see now that the black culture is the only culture that's fucked up, that's looking for love. You got Arabics, Bangladesh. How many cultures are strong? And the women are strong. The families are strong. All of them are strong. And guess what? They have arranged marriages. They're not out there looking for love. The woman is given to them. The men is given to each other. These are arranged marriages, and they outdoing the black culture because the black culture wants high value and love. The fuck is that? Could somebody argue that?
No, this is true. Other cultures view things differently. That's why they say in the West, it's more on capitalism. It's more on money, what looks like money.
Yeah.
People want the luxury lifestyle. And a lot of times our culture is the one that's spewing it over the internet, over the radio, You got these shows that's on TV that make this glamorous life look
Mhm.
like it's what it is, not realizing that it ain't easy to obtain.
Yeah. Well,
A lot of it is a
Well,
show.
we all have to realize something too. It all depends on the type of woman that you're dealing with as well, because we all know that is not reality.
This is that's why I said it's
That's,
not real.
it's not a real thing. If you're gonna deal with a woman that has the only standard she has is for somebody to take care of her and somebody that has money, then that's on you. Everybody has a choice to make. Every woman is different. They built different. Every woman does things differently.
yeah,
So it's not that you could lump everybody up to say this is what I don't agree with the high value thing. That's not my thing. Never has been, never will be. I think it's a crock of shit. But I think it should be 50-50. And
facts,
I'm going to always say that.
facts. And 50-50 doesn't mean financial. I
It
mean,
doesn't.
even God said two supposed to become one. That's a partnership. Everything is a partnership. When you see people working like partners, things happen. It's a commitment. Things happen. But when you leave all the stress on one person, I literally turn my back to people like that. Family members, friends. Cause to me, like the thing you're doing to him, you do to me too. You leave burdens on people. A lot of men is insecure. So they deal with that. They feel if they provide your living, you can't survive without them. Some of them,
Absolutely.
but that the whole
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of dealing with of having, if a man wants to deal with a woman that and is looking for a woman that all she looking for is your dollars and your money, of course she gonna sit down and bow down to you, or
yeah,
to do everything you want her to do and shut up and you make all the decisions and this and that, because she ain't trying to lose her money ticket.
yeah, and
Why?
those
I got a question. I got a question. Just because me hearing that, why would we deem following your man as bowing down? If you got a man that
When I
hold up
say, when I wait, let me
hold up,
clarify what I
hold
said,
up,
what I
hold up, hold
mean.
up, hold up 1 second. If you're looking for somebody to provide, protect, because me as the man of this house, like I always say, if somebody was to come through these doors, I'm gonna be the one to take the bullet or make the decision to go and take the bullet. If we're walking down the street, I'm walking on the side of the curb where that car gonna jump or that water's gonna splash. Um, so I take on with that protection. I take on the high risk, the high risk of anything happening to me and my family. If something was to happen, I'm the one that's supposed to go to protect my family. I mean, so me being a logical thinking man versus an emotional man. I mean, I'm gonna assume that you should trust me in making certain decisions for our family, especially if I'm already proven, if I don't prove myself in some sense of the word, that you can depend on me and you can trust that I'm gonna move our family forward. So I don't think that me having the decision making or being a primary decision maker as you bowing down is you trust me as the leader of this household. You trust me as the leader of this household that I'm going to make the right decision or call on you to make the right decision to move our family forward.
I don't think
I'm
that.
not saying that the trust isn't, I'm not saying, when I say that a person is going to bow down to a man that takes care of them, and then it means, when I say that, it means you lost your voice, because you do have some men who feel that because I pay all the bills in the house and I take care of everything in the house, I lead, I'm going to make all the decisions, and what you have to say, you can spout your opinion, but it's still going to be what I say.
Exactly, because they
And
pay.
nobody wants to, I mean, If you want to choose to live that way, that's on you. But if I have an opinion, then my opinion should be respected and listened to.
Absolutely.
Certain decisions, we should be able to come and make those decisions together, regardless of whether on the fact that you are the one that pay the bills in the house.
Yep.
It
Of course. Of course. But like I said to
That's
you,
what but that's what I mean when I say bow down. It's because some
but
women
it's not a
will
bow
not
down.
have an opinion.
But that's why I
It is
said
a bow down when you lose your voice. It
it
is a
ain't
bow
about
down when
losing
you
your
lose your
voice.
voice.
It's not about losing your voice. It's about if a decision have to be made and you're at the fork in the road and you feel you right and he feel he right. Is neither see turbulence on either side. But you at this fork in the road and he's the leader of the household. Which way is the family gonna go? Is it gonna go your way or is it gonna go his way? You feel you're 100% right. He feel he's 100% right. It's God, man, woman, child. When it comes to making this decision, which way is the family going to go? Is it going to go right with him or is it going to go left with you?
Well, baby, I think we're gonna be in for a long ass conversation. So pop the wine
Then that's
and
not
let's get to
following the man. Then it's not following the man.
let's get it together and let's figure it out
I think
together.
I
It's
think
still got to be a decision that got to be
And
made.
the
that's
decision will be made that
that
y'all both come up with.
yeah,
It
No
has
matter
to be a
what.
compromise. Whatever
that's
happens,
only
it has to be a compromise somewhere.
Yeah,
Otherwise, of course, you're going to stay stuck in the middle. You're going to be stuck. But if
that's
somebody's willing to compromise something by listening to one
that's why
another,
I
then
said
you could
that
come to a
woman.
decision.
That's why I said if that man is the leader, if he's the leader of the household, and he can't make that decision, then that relationship ain't for you. There's
Wait,
nothing
say
wrong
that
with
again.
that.
Wait, say that again.
If he's the leader, if you chosen this man to be the leader of your family, of your household, if he's the leader
We both
and you
leaders.
can't follow his
Oh
direction
God,
or follow behind him, then it ain't for
that
you. That type of
it's not
relationship ain't
existing.
for you. And there's
It
nothing
ain't
wrong with
existing
that.
right now. But hold on,
but men
we
men
have a
shouldn't
new
be leaders.
we have another guest in the waiting room who
All right.
wants to
Oh,
get
that means
on
I gotta
and
get done. All right, let
uh
me just. I'm gonna say one thing, then I'm out. I agree with Kyra. Everything 50-50 in the household. That's what's tearing up our household. Is the power, who's in control and who's not. Men, king and queen wasn't never part of our history.
What?
That's give title of ownership. Men and women is equal. There shouldn't be a man take lead of the household because men is not only mentally smart. Women is there in cases women are smarter than men. Women think more logically than men in certain cases. In certain cases, women
Women think
think
more
more
logically than
logical.
men. Women are more emotional. Men are more
I said
logical.
in certain cases,
Nothing is going to
and
be
vice versa,
100%.
and vice
But what?
versa. What I'm saying is some things that women can solve and men can't, and men can solve, women can't. The decision in the household, your children should never see the weaker side of any one of you. She should never see the weaker side of a female or the weaker side of the male. And when they see the weaker side is when the dad saying, I am in control, I shut this down, this how it goes. She see the weakness in her mother. She should never witness that.
I
And
don't
then
agree with
vice
that.
versa.
I don't agree with that at all.
I sat and watched it.
We all experience. We all have experiences. I don't believe that. I don't believe that a man standing up to make a decision makes a woman weak. I don't
No,
believe that.
no. I'm talking about when in front of your children. In front of the children,
Certain
they
things
don't
shouldn't be in front of your children, period.
understand. Always in front of the children. You don't even know
No,
when it's in front
no.
of the children.
Then that's bad. Then that's not proper parenting.
I mean,
If you had a
so,
fork in the road, if you're at a fork in the road, a lot of things shouldn't be in front of the children. That's the reason why children are the way that they are now.
yeah, but if you get in the there's some things you can't control. If you get in a
Of course,
conversation
of
in the
course.
house with your wife, there should be a conversation and then an understanding, not a conversation and then because men could power trip. He could know he wrong and he could power trip on it just because he wants to be right and just because he feel like he's a leader and it has to be his decision, which
Then
is
we're
a
confusing.
human,
We're
which is a human trait that women and men share. They both share that. A conversation and an understanding. This is the way. This is the only way.
Then I think we're confusing these type of men. I know when I started, I said it's what we value, which is character, integrity, loyalty, honor. I mean, providing, protecting, all of these different things. Not one time did I say conniving, manipulative, all of these different things. If you choosing this man and he's of good character and integrity, and wants for the betterment of your family, then it shouldn't be a problem with you following this man.
All right.
If it was set up like that, I agree.
That's the only thing I said. I don't know where we got.
No,
but that's the only thing I said.
I did because when you said that when you was emphasizing on a man being a leader of a household,
I believe it's God, man, woman, child. That's what I believe.
Well,
I believe that when it comes to decisions,
we're not equal. We're not equal because if somebody came in that household and that man looked at that woman and said, "You go downstairs and you see who just broke in here," that man would be looked at like he's less than.
Then you're conditioned because you're looking. The human species is not just two, because you're focusing on the feminine female. You also got masculine women too that could do.
That's not what I said. I said if a man was to tell the woman, "You go to see what's going on downstairs."
Yeah, but if the women was
ain't no woman on this planet gonna look at a man like he's a masculine man. We're masculine by nature. We're protectors. We're protectors.
I don't know. Kyra might go down.
Not talking about. Hold up. Not talking about this one over here. Hold up, Derek. Not talking about this one over here or this one in Alaska or this one over there. We're not talking about that. We're talking about by nature.
Baby, I will set it off.
By nature.
It's two natures. It's a feminine, female.
Who came downstairs?
We talk. We're not.
I get what you're saying.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're not talking about this one person that we know that lives down the block. We're talking about nature. A masculine man that's in his home, that protects his home. If something happens, he's not gonna look at the woman and say, "Hey, you go downstairs and see who just broke in the house." It's not gonna happen. That man is going to handle it.
I'm already down the steps. I'm down the steps. Matter of fact,
but yeah, so I don't know where this is going.
We just a team. We going together.
I'm trying to tell you something.
Yo, babe, mount up. We going down.
Listen.
All right, look, I'm gonna calm down because I know there's other people in the room waiting. It was a beautiful conversation with you guys. I'm looking forward to more.
All right, Ray. Ray, I'm still waiting for my phone call, bro.
It's always a pleasure.
I got you. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you tomorrow.
All right.
Shoot, somebody downstairs. I'm like, cuckoo.
Yo, hey Derek, I can see that Facebook post now. This punk ass dude gonna have me go downstairs. I can see that Facebook post now. I wear the pants in this house.
Babe.
I see it now. I wear the pants in this house. Nah.
Listen, let's just make sure when we saying that, just say something. Because I'm about that life. So
like, hey, high value. Yo, high value.
We know better. That's why I said in totality, cultural or whatever.
Shit, we go.
High value. Come on, girl.
We gonna set it off in that damn house.
Oh, God.
Like, nah, he in the house. We about to jump him. Yeah. Why I gotta come downstairs? Why I gotta come downstairs and we gotta shoot the one? Why we gotta shoot the fade? Nah, we got to jump him. Bump that.
He's like, I just got my hair did. Nah, we ain't doing nothing.
Nah.
Downstairs. I'm like,
stop playing.
But
I can see that Facebook post now. He all types of punks.
But Cherie, you got the floor.
Hey, Joy.
I just wanted to make a point
That's
of
not Joy.
clarity as far as, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yes, we
Okay,
hear
I
you.
just want to make a point of clarity as far as the man being the head of the household and the leader. A high value man does not necessarily mean he has to make over 6 or 7 figure. That's that whole Kevin Samuel, ideology.
Jibber
How,
jabbish.
right. However, a man should be the head of his house. There's divine order. It's God, the man, wife, and children. Okay.
Exactly.
He's supposed to lead his house. His house is supposed to be a place of solace where he comes to find his peace. If it's his soft spot, the woman has a specific role in the house. Now, if something happens to that man, should she step in and help pick up some of the slack? Absolutely. However, if we're going 50-50, that's a roommate. Who's going to be the man in the relationship if we're going 50-50?
Oh gosh.
I
So,
think I think he meant I don't think he meant financially.
no,
No,
of course,
he said
there's
50
specific
50.
roles.
I'm
There's
He just
sorry.
said
specific
50
roles.
50 could be financial. He said it don't have to only be financially. He said 50-50 is he said that mindset is what is plaguing
Yeah, he said he was just saying just your roles in the household.
Oh,
right.
oh,
So you
yes,
could go to work.
definitely. But but
You could go to
but
work
you
and
know
he
the
could be
man
at
is the
home with the kids.
provider.
You're not trying to be. He's providing us. He's providing, right? If he
He's
keeping your house
providing. He's
clean,
protecting.
if he's keeping the house clean, he's protecting the house. He's
No,
making
no,
sure the kids are
absolutely.
learning.
That's the woman's role. That's
But
the
why?
woman's
But
role.
okay, but you can feel. But some people don't feel that's a woman's role.
That
It's
okay,
50.
that's fine. But if you want your man to take care of the household, there are certain liberties that he's going to expect. That house should be clean. There should be food cooked, clothes. All of that should be done. You can't get flued out, expect to get all these things, and then he come home, the house is nasty. There's no food. The kids are running all around acting crazy. That's not how this works. There's a cost to everything. So if you
Yes,
want a certain lifestyle, then you better be willing to pay the cost.
this is correct.
Exactly.
This is correct.
And I agree, and I have no, and I agree with that.
And that's why I said earlier that
Oh wait.
that whole high value thing on what Kevin Samuels was explaining, that's his perspective. That's how he feels. That's what he thinks. I mean, everybody view things of value, to them
Absolutely, but
differently.
a lot of people took that his narrative and ran with it. As
Exactly.
far as a woman being high value, she has to have a flat stomach and look like a basketball wife. A man being high value has to make over 6 figure, be 6 feet tall. Well, we know the 3 6s, okay? They took, but there's different aspects of different ways of looking at what a high value is. What's important to you? What works for you in your relationship?
See,
Hmm.
if we're gonna
Exactly.
go off of if we're gonna go off of his situation, because there were women that would call up to speak on it. And I know the one thing that he was speaking on is women wanting a certain type of man.
Right,
They wanting a certain type of man. So this
right.
is what they were asking for, not
Hmm.
not just what he was saying. So this is what they want. But what comes along with that? What comes along with that? And that's why I explained it before. This person that they want that got 6 figures, 6 pack, all of these 6 feet, all of these different things. This ain't a man that's made of Play-Doh. This is an actual person. This actual person has options,
A
right?
lot of
He has
options.
options.
A
He has
lot of
options. So
options.
it's not about, you know, just saying, oh, a high value woman is flat stomach, this, that, and the third. It's what this man wants. He's gonna want the best, or what he views as the best in his
Absolutely.
mindset. There's high value men that like, plus size women.
Hmm.
There's high value men that want slim women. It's probably going to be more slim than plus size, but that's what they want. But that's what the confusion came in to, whereas a lot of women didn't like, they want the high value or the successful man, but when that successful man started to say what he wanted or what he viewed as his equal or what he want to, you know, reach out to, that's where the problems became. Because a lot of those women didn't match up to what his likings were. And that's where the problems came in.
Well, the problems came in because those women, because he was shutting down the women who felt that they were high value, and
Yes,
he was telling the reality of that they're not. But that was according to, like you said, that was to his standards.
to what he feel. Yes, the way he
But
feel. Because you let a lot of women tell it. Everybody's tens
yeah, because they are tens in their own way.
in their mind. Yeah, but their results don't stay. Don't say it.
But to
But
push
I
back,
think sometimes when women say they want a man that's 6 figure, it's unrealistic because a very small population makes over 6 figures. Now
This is correct.
we just happen to live in an area where we probably see it more so because we live in the Northeast, but
We're in the
it's
tri-state
not
area. Yes,
realistic. It's not realistic to think that most men, and unfortunately most black men, are going to be making over 6 figures.
this is correct.
And there's nothing wrong with that. And to the gentleman who would say he's a security guard, you can still be a provider. Now, whoever you're with shouldn't expect you to be, shouldn't expect you to purchase an $800,000 house. That shouldn't be her expectation of you.
And just because you're a
Exactly.
security guard don't mean that you don't move that money in certain areas to provide for your
Exactly.
family.
Exactly. Because if you're a good steward of your money, you could be a security guard and still live very well. It's how you manage your money. Because there's
Yes,
people who are making over 6 figures who are drowning in debt who do not manage their money well at
it's
all.
money management. And
Right. So,
Derek, if you remember that's what I was explaining to somebody before. Remember
right?
they were talking about Atlanta. They was talking about Atlanta, and I was like, Atlanta is the Black Panther. You know what I mean? What you call that place in Black Panther?
Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Wakanda. That's, you know what I mean. But you go a state over, and you got a bunch of broke people. You got everybody's on Section 8. You know what I mean? So you can't base an argument on Atlanta because it's very, very unique.
Right.
It's a very unique place. I mean, not everybody in other places in the United States live like Atlanta. Atlanta is
Mhm.
Wakanda. I mean, it ain't that ain't everywhere. I mean, so you're gonna get a lot of people that make six figures, but your anecdotal, your personal environment is not everybody's environment. You know what I mean? Like we're in the tri-state area. You know what I mean? That's why I said if you go to Mississippi, you go to West Virginia, you go to these different places, it's poor. And a lot of places, there's a lot of places that's poor in New Jersey. Not
Right.
everybody makes six figures here. But if
At
I
all.
sit in a room where everybody makes six figures and I'm based in my reality, I'm based in the world off of my reality, I'm jaded because not everybody lives like we live. I
And I
mean, no
also think
matter how
you
many of
shouldn't
my
look for
friends
what
make
you
six
can't
figures.
offer.
Say that again.
I don't think you should be looking for what you can't yourself offer. So if you're not making 6 figures, I don't think you should be looking for a man that makes 6 figures. I think you should date what's in your pool.
But that's where hypergamy come into play.
But
A
why do
lot
you
of
have?
a lot of women want to date somebody that make more than them. And we've always heard that.
But why do we have to date? Why is the expectation for you to date in your pool? Why can't you just love who you love and work with whatever you got? So if I only make 35,000 and you make 72,000, why can we not work together to make that work and build the life that we're supposed to build together? Why is there because the reality of this whole thing is if I choose to if well, we don't really get to choose, but if I fall in love with you and you fall in love with me, and then we turn around and we become one, then there's no beginning or ending to where our money meet or begin, because we're one. If I take sand and pour sand on top of sand, that's one bit of sand. You can't split up the sand and say, okay, this was my sand and this was yours. So why is every time we turn around, every time we look at it, it is, oh, you got to date in your pool, or you got to do this, or you got to do that. It's ours. We did this together. We're doing this together, and it don't matter how much you put into it. It's about how much we're building with it. As long as we're the
Because
pro-
men are providers by nature, Derek. Men are providers
no,
by
men
nature.
are
Yeah.
not
And
providers by nature. Men are protectors by nature. Men are not providers by nature. Men,
I
men.
mean, I mean,
The
but
Bible
I
tells
like
us a man. The Bible tells us a man who doesn't work doesn't eat. It does not tell us a man who doesn't provide cannot live.
Okay, can I ask this? Can I pose this question to you then? If if I'm in my own place and I'm paying all of my bills, and you're in your own place and you're paying your own bills, and we get together, if I'm doing exactly what I was doing when I was single, why would I?
I
What
posed
is
that
the point
question
of us getting
before.
together?
I posed that same
Okay,
question
What
before.
our both of our lives should change when we become
both our
one. Both
lives
of our
are
lives should
changing
change.
because if you paid
A
all
hundred
of your
percent.
bills,
Yep.
if you paid 100% of your bills and I paid 100% of my bills, and then we came together as one, and now I'm paying 50% of my bills and you paying 50% of your bills, how did your life not change? Because you just improved your life by 50%.
You should be able to build on that.
Exactly.
So what? So the concept you're making is errored because you're not paying
No,
100%.
that's
Because
your
if
opinion.
you were if you
No, you
all
guys
your
are saying
bills
the same thing. You're saying the same thing.
if all your bills came out to $5,000, your bills came out to 5,000. You paid every month. You paid $5,000. When you met Derek, you and Derek got married. Now your bills have dropped down to 2,500. How are you still doing the same thing when you was paying 5,000?
I think that that's exactly what we was explaining to before. That's the difference between building something and meeting somebody. It's a difference. When you're built, like if you meet somebody and you both make the same and you build and build and build and build and build and create, your reality, that's one thing. The problem is a lot of people are going into, I want to meet somebody that make a certain amount of money. I don't want to build nothing. Remember the whole build a boo thing?
Right.
I don't want to build nothing. I want somebody that's got the bag. I
And
mean,
but let me ask this: how is it fair that I've met you making you paying out 5,000, and you met me paying out 5,000? Now we get married. Now I'm paying out 10,000, and you sitting on 5,000. Where's that come fair at? How is that equitable in a relationship when the two shall become one?
I get it. I don't believe in 50-50. I believe if you make more, you contribute more.
Well, I want to hear from Miss Cherie who talking about roommates.
Oh God. I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna sit
Well,
back on
well,
this.
well. I will say this. I will say this. Again, there are certain roles that there's certain roles that we have in the house. Okay, my job would be, and I'll state this again, and we can agree to disagree. My job would be to take care of the inside of the home and to do all those traditional roles. I'm just not going to pay half of the bills in the house when I have a husband. I'm just not.
But why? Why? Oh,
I
did I
can,
ask you?
I can, and I will if necessary. If he gets sick or something happens, I will absolutely have no problem paying that. But I
But,
just will not
but
pay
did he
half of
ask
the
you to?
mortgage.
Did he ask you to take care of the inside, or that's just what you volunteering for?
That's
Because
what I'm volun- That's what I'm
right, but here's the
volunteering
thing.
for.
Because we're gonna go. Because the deacon is about to take it to the Bible, right? So
Okay.
when God created Adam, Adam was doing all the work, right?
Hmm.
Then he turned around. He said, "It's not fair. It's not right that a man should be alone.
And Eve
I'm
was the
gonna make him.
helpmate,
Hold
right?
on. I'm gonna let me land. I'm gonna make him a helpmate." Did that
Okay.
helpmate when he made that helpmate? Did he give that helpmate a certain job that he said, "Hey, you're only going to do this. You're only going to sit there and make sure that around the tree is swept and that the leaves are nice and bunched up when he lay his head, and you're going to go." No, he said a helpmate. So then,
Right.
if you're
And I
by
am
any
going to
way,
help you. I'm going to help make
no, you're
that
not. You're
house a
making
home.
you're picking what you're helping me for.
Conditions, yeah, conditions.
You're picking what you're going to help me with when that's not help. Help is wherever I need help at. So if finance is
Okay,
the
so if you
finances,
fall short, and let's just say you want to start a business, and you're like, look, this month I'm gonna need to do X, Y, and Z. Can you get the mortgage, or can you pay whatever this? I have no problem doing that, but I'm not looking for a roommate. I'm just
you're not.
not.
That's not
That's
a roommate. You're looking for a
it
That's
helpmate.
is.
not a
If
roommate.
we're doing everything
You're looking for
50-50,
a
that's a
helpmate.
roommate.
You're looking for a helpmate. So if your helpmate say help
Okay,
me,
can I ask you, why is it that in other cultures, this is not an argument, but it's only when it comes to our community, it becomes an issue.
What other cultures do you see a woman saying, "I don't need a roommate"? What other cultures do
They
you
don't have
see?
to because you
No,
know what they're
no, I'm just
providing for.
asking. I'm just
They don't,
asking
but
because
they don't
I
have
know,
to
I
say
know,
it.
I personally know of the Bengali culture where their women now, because it's a two income household, they go to work and they
Yeah,
still
I'm not.
everybody
take care of
works.
the kids.
Wait a minute. Who's saying that a woman is staying home?
Hold on,
I
listen
never
to me.
said I was
Listen to
staying
me.
home.
They still go to work and they still doing all the traditional things.
Absolutely,
And they're not talking back to their husbands. They're not calling their husbands a
absolutely.
roommate, and they're not saying that their husband is less than.
Who said anything about the
There
husband
are
being less
women and men
than?
who work at Dunkin' Donuts who you get your coffee from, but
Right,
you don't see her rolling her eyes at him. They come pick up their kids.
and
They go
she
home.
shouldn't.
She still cooks dinner.
But okay,
They still go to worship. They do everything that traditionally is supposed to do. But they're
right,
doing what they're doing their due diligence because they understand that if my job is to help my husband, I'm going to help my husband. But
right. But
it's only our culture that breaks down a man because he can't
Derek,
financially
who's saying
provide.
anything about breaking down a man? What I
You
never
said
said that.
why you said why is it only our culture? Because it's only our culture that does it. Our culture
But where did you get breaking down a man from? I never
it,
said that.
you don't have to say it. You said why is this the only conversation that happens within our culture?
It is.
So, but I'm telling
When
you,
we expect our men to provide for us, it becomes a whole thing of we're not respected.
no,
She's rolling her eyes and snapping her neck. Where did all that come from? Nowhere
because
in
it's
my
what
conversation
happens.
did I say that.
What happens, Miss Cherie. That's what happens.
So those could be outliers, but you can't tell me all black women who are with in relationship with men who are providing are eye rolling, neck snapping. That's a
No,
stereotype.
because the man is provided. The man is doing what she needs him, what she wants and expects of him. But if a man cannot provide, if he needs help, if he needs 50-50, now he's a roommate. But when he was a provider, he's your husband.
That Derek, but I was very specific when I said if he needs my assistance, if there's something he needs to do, or if he fell on hard times, or if he got sick, absolutely she
But
should step up.
what if he needs your assistance, period?
But
What
Derek,
if the
if
two
a man
bedroom
can't provide, then he probably shouldn't be in a relationship at that point.
see now he don't even deserve to be with somebody. He
I didn't
can't
say he didn't deserve. I'm
are
saying
you listening what's coming out your mouth? Are you listening?
yes,
The
I am.
Adam and Eve were
Oh
together. Adam was
God.
by
If you
himself.
can't afford to provide for your
He was
household,
providing
maybe it's
for
not the right time to be in a relationship,
Who said
and it's
afford?
okay.
Who said afford? Nobody said he can't afford.
But Derek
Derek is
just
just
said
saying
that.
that you should, if you're paying 100% of your bills and he's paying 100% of his bills, and you guys get together, now you pocket all your money and he pays everything.
he's paying
But
two hundred
can
percent.
someone answer this for me? Because
All
I
the
think we went off on a tangent. Why is it that
all the
other
while you
cultures?
all you doing is cleaning the kitchen and cooking and
No,
washing
I'm going to
clothes.
work as
But he's
well.
paying two
No,
hundred percent. He's carrying two
no,
hundred percent of the load. Do you understand? Do you understand carrying 100% of a load and then to
Derek,
drop
can
another
you answer this
100% on their
question for
back
me,
while
please?
you're sitting there like, babe, you're doing a good job. Let's
Derek,
go ahead and make your plate.
Derek, let let
Can you
let
answer this
let.
question for me, please? Why
Sure.
is it that other cultures it's expected that the man is a provider for their household, but when it comes to us, it's a problem.
But
It
What
is
other
a
cultures are you
problem.
talking about? What other cultures are you talking about?
You see it with Asian women. You see it with white women. Their husband and
no,
they work. I'm not saying they don't work. I don't know, where this come from. Oh, they
So,
don't work. No,
so,
I'm not saying they
so
don't work. They're
let me
being
let me ask
provided
you
for.
this. Let me ask you this. So you're saying that white women and Asian women don't pay bills?
A lot of them don't. A
Where you
lot of
get
them don't.
where are you getting this data from?
I can speak from personal experience by work from working
Your
with them.
five people. Your five people don't. It doesn't equate to 100 million
Culturally,
people.
no, it doesn't. But culturally, that's what usually happens. They're the head of their household. They take care of their finances in the household.
I I've seen them both contribute as well. Um,
They might pay a car note here or there.
here or there. Wow. Okay, you know me. I'm about data, right? So in the Asian culture, their roles is primarily kinship roles, right? Daughter, sister, wife, daughter-in-law, mother, mother-in-law. In all these roles, it was incumbent on women to accord with the wishes and needs of a closely related men, their fathers when young, their husbands when married, their sons when widowed.
Hmm.
Their needs. So if the husband comes home and says, "Okay, we trying to do X, Y, and Z. You got to go get a job." Her job, her role as a traditional culture is to go get a job because her job is to tend to the needs
of the
of the
man.
man that she's
Yes.
connected to.
Okay.
So that means it does now does she say no, I don't need to do that because now you my roommate? No. It means that she's tending to the
So
needs
you're telling
of
me when
the
she tends to
man.
the need, she's paying half of the bills in that house?
If she has to,
If that's what's needed.
if that's what's needed, then that's what happens. That's the
And I
need.
said that if there's something that
We're
happens
the
and
only
he needs
culture that
and
puts a
he
limit
needs,
on what the need is. I will help you as long like you said, if you fall on hard times, I'll help you and for a little while, but at some point you're gonna have to get up. If you can't pay, if you can't provide, oh well you didn't maybe just don't need to be in a relationship because I don't need a roommate. You're not tending to the needs of your husband, you're tending to what you want to tend to. What I need is what I need. If I come home and say, "Hey, I need for you, I can't carry 200%. I need for you to carry fifty
where are
percent
you getting 200% from? How do you
because
go from
your 100% and my 100%, 100 plus 100 is what
200.
200. So if I
it's
come
no
and say,
longer two
"Listen,"
households, so it's not
if I
200%. It would
say,
still be
"Listen, I
100%.
can't carry the 200%. I need us to do this together. I
Then
need us
we
to
need to
figure this
sit
out."
down and work on a budget that within your means.
So what happens? The budget doesn't change the bills. So if I'm
Or the
looking,
fact or the fact that you ain't contributing.
right,
You just don't want to contribute.
No, I'm not saying I won't contribute. Like if you need me to pay the cable bill or a phone bill, buy some groceries, I don't have a problem with that. But I'm not paying a mortgage. I'm
if I need you to
absolutely
pay a
not paying a
mortgage, you
mortgage.
are going to pay a mortgage because as when we got married, it's for better or for worse. So if I need you
Derek,
to
if
pay,
something happens, yes. If something happens, but that's not going to be the norm.
that is the
That's just
norm. What
not
do you
going to
mean? If
be.
something happens, that's the norm. Our norms change every day.
What about everybody contribute? You take the money, you build on that, so you never
Right.
get in a situation to where the husband falls.
Exactly, which is living with it below our means, actually.
Because the same way that you have domestic chores or things that you have to do, there's things that the man have to do as well.
Let's
Hello.
remember.
So
Let's
you telling
remember.
me you telling me the man don't have things that he have
No,
to do around the house?
I'm not saying that at all, but I think we should live below our means so that he can meet his financial obligations.
So what's the? But
Can I
if you
ask a
make
question?
sure, cat,
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I
you
have a
were, but it's
question.
okay. Sure.
I'm having my technical difficulties over here, but I can still hear. I have a question. All right. So, if if a man is expected to pay the mortgage, if he's paying the mortgage, what is the woman paying?
Nothing. She's flipping. She's dusting around the house and making sure it's a
Yo, you terrible.
If he needs me to say, you know what, your car note is yours, or if a woman has student loans, your student
Hold on.
loans are
So he
yours,
was
something
paying your
like that.
car note too?
Yeah, he took
No,
all her
I
bills.
wouldn't have a problem paying my car note. I wouldn't
He
have a
took
problem paying my car
yeah,
note.
you're right. He took out her bills, all her bills.
No, no,
Right.
no. I wouldn't have a problem
Okay.
paying my car note. But the lion's share of the bills in the house is his responsibility.
The lion's share.
So therefore this is just what I'm trying to figure out. If like I okay, so he's paying the mortgage, and unless he tells you he needs help with paying another bill in the house, you don't offer to pay any
Well,
other bill in the house.
if I'm in tune to my husband and I see he's struggling, or if I, if I see things are not right, of course I'm going to offer.
No, no, no,
I'm
no.
not
What
going
she's
to
saying,
sit.
going into it, not if you see him struggling, going into it.
Just y'all
You're living
married,
regular.
y'all
You're
living
living
a
regular day to
regular
day.
life.
If
He
he,
is paying the mortgage, and you
hmm
don't offer, or you don't say, okay, since you're paying the mortgage, I'm
I'll
gonna
pay the
pay X,
cable
Y,
and light
orange, and
bill.
Z.
yeah, I can pay a light bill. I'll pay my car note. If I have any,
Are you buying the Tide? Are you buying the Tide that you're going to use to wash the clothes with?
That's what I'm, because for me, I mean, like I said,
I mean, of
it's
course I'm
different.
going to go to the grocery store and buy groceries. I mean, come on now.
Oh, so
It's
you're going to pay for
different.
the groceries?
It's different
And he
strokes for
probably buying
different
tires,
folks.
getting the cars oil change. Like
Right.
everybody
Stop it,
does
child.
what they do. What do you mean
Is
This
stop
is
he
it?
going
That's
to pay?
rich.
Does he have to pay for the upkeep
this.
of your car?
Does he have to pay what?
The upkeep for your car, like for your oil change, your tune up.
No, no, no. I could do that. I could do
Okay, all
that.
right, all
You
right.
I
can
could
do
do
that.
that.
So
I
so
will
he
do that.
so okay. So what in the house are you paying for? Because right now you're just paying for your.
If he needs me to pay the cable bill, if he need me to pay the light bill, sometimes I'm willing to do that.
Sometimes, what
Sometimes.
about if he said, "I need you to take a bill"? Period. He was like, "Hey, girl, you look good on that wedding day and that wedding night. Woo, you wore me out. Now let's talk about these bills here. So, I'm gonna need you to take care of the cable bill, the electric bill, and do the groceries, and I'll handle everything else.
What's everything else?
The mortgage. You ain't you. If
No,
I
in
ain't
your
pay the
house.
mortgage, you ain't got no lights in the first place. You living by the sun. You by the
Very
sun.
stupid.
Well, I tell you what, I would be willing to do my car note, my insurance, and I'll buy the groceries. I'll do that.
And then he's going to, because right now the only thing that you are doing, the only thing that you're providing other than what's yours that you need uh, to get to work and do everything else, the only thing else you're doing is buying a meal, buying his meal.
And
But,
cooking them and
but
doing everything in
everything
the
else
house.
he's
Okay,
responsible for.
and he's paying
But
electricity and the mortgage.
he don't need you to keep the house clean. Y'all can keep the house clean together. Y'all can get
No,
up Saturday
I
morning.
prefer to do that. I prefer
Y'all
to
can get
do
up
that.
Saturday morning and clean the house. Y'all
No,
can
I prefer to do that.
but you're talking about what I prefer. I don't need you. I don't need you to prefer. My needs
So
are.
so okay, so then we're
But this
roommates
is
then. Are
all
we
right.
back to being roommates then? Since we're
Oh,
doing everything.
now we're back to roommates
But
again.
that's what I'm asking
When
you.
you just said Asians, and I just told you the Asians are willing to do whatever they need to do. But now we're back. Now we're back to the black culture where we back to roommates. But you don't see the Asian women saying we're roommate. We're roommates.
Because they're being provided for. So no,
No,
they're
they're
not
not. They
roommates.
just said whatever they tend to whatever they man needs. So whatever the man needs.
Okay, so I need you to be very specific on what needs they're providing for. Are they paying for, let's say, the kids' tuition? Is that what they're paying?
They're providing whatever the man needs. It doesn't say.
Yeah, it
Okay.
doesn't detail that.
It don't say, well, she's only gonna. She said their job is to tend to whatever
The
their
man need.
their man's need, their brother, their father, their husband. That's there. So whatever, that's a big word. Cause whatever encompasses everything. So if I say
Right, right,
whatever I need,
but we can look at that to fit our own narrative, and
because
I don't
we
believe,
walk
and I
inside.
could be wrong. I don't
I
believe
mean,
in
in
paying
fairness,
after the bills.
When
in fairness,
we walk inside the nail salon, you see a room full of China. You feel a room full of Asians, and they working their butt off. They in there from 7 to 10, taking in chemicals and
But
everything.
and we're working as well. Who's saying that the
Right,
women, black women, are not going to be
do you think
working?
she's coming? But do you think she's going home and telling her husband that they roommates?
Probably not,
No.
because he's probably providing for her.
How if she's at work?
Just because you work don't mean you're not being provided for.
I mean, there's no way for us to know that. So we're
Right.
basically just going back and forth. There's no way for you to know if those people contribute or not.
I'm about to go to the Chinese store
I
right
but
now.
I
I'm gonna
think
ask.
let me say something. I think that's where the high value comes in, because when I look at what high value is, like I said before, it's about money. And it's about a woman wanting a man that has a lot of money so she doesn't have to pay her bills. So she doesn't have to do all of those things. They want a man to take care of them. But everybody lives a different type of lifestyle. Everybody lives differently. Everybody makes different type of money. That's why it's different strokes for different folks.
And the expectations are different. Yeah.
Exactly. The expectations are different. So if like Cherie said, she's not paying a mortgage. So she wants a man that makes money so she don't gotta worry about paying her mortgage.
But she just said
I
she don't
want a
want
man
no
that's
money.
good with his money. You have to be able to manage money well.
Hmm.
So it's not a dollar amount. You have to be able to manage what it is that you have.
But if I'm managing the $40,000 I make a year, but I can't afford to carry your weight.
What
If we
wait?
both
A car note? You don't have to pay my car note.
right, but what if I can't pay? What if I can't pay the mortgage for bump a mortgage because right now PSE&G is way more than a mortgage. So I'll pay the mortgage. You take PSE&G. We good. We good. But if I can't handle PSE&G, the mortgage on top of taking care of the house because we haven't even gotten to um the boiler going or the water heater going or the hole being in the roof or the lawn being mowed or uh, or a busted pipe in the basement in the middle of the winter. We haven't even gotten to those things.
That's what we
Yeah, I
sit
think
down.
I honestly I'm gonna say this. I honestly think that it's wrong to put so much weight on one person. I think that if you are in a relationship and you are one unit, y'all should be sharing some things. I'm not saying, I mean, everybody's saying it's a 50-50 thing, but we all know in households, everything don't get cut down the middle.
Right.
Somebody is paying more than another person is paying in their house. But the weight shouldn't always fall. The weight shouldn't always fall on that man because a man gets tired too.
Hmm.
Is not just about cleaning up the house and tending to the kids and making sure dinner is ready. You have needs, he has needs, but his needs are eventually going to be pushed to the side because he got so much weight on his back. You have to be able to help him to release some of that weight
But Kat,
instead of
when you have
packing
a
more weight
household where it's
on it.
50-50, when you have a household and it's 50-50, is that man willing to step aside and let her take control of the household too? Because if it's 50-50, then she has just as much say so as him.
Exactly, she does. She
Hold
does,
on.
but it's a partnership too. So if it's a 50-50 relationship, yes, we gonna make decisions together. We're gonna do, we're going to shift the weight off of each other. So neither one of us get too tired that our backs break.
That our backs break because a 50-50 partnership is not about leading the house. The 50-50, are you expected for your husband to come and sit down with you and tell you and ask you what you think or ask you how you feel about a certain move that he's thinking about making? Because most husbands go and sit down with their wife and say, hey babe, I'm thinking about doing this or I'm thinking about doing that. That's not a 50-50, that's a partnership. We enter a partnership. When you go to marriage counseling, they tell you you're about to enter into a partnership. It's not about who, it's about if a man is expected to lead, that does not mean he's leading financially. It's meaning that he's leading. He's sitting and he sees a direction. He has a plan for
Yeah.
his family and where his family needs to go. If as we go back to Kyra, if somebody come downstairs and I hear somebody downstairs, you think I'm going to be the first one or the last one to come downstairs? I'm going to be the first one. I'm going to expect Kyra to be behind me, but I'm going to be the first one
Absolutely.
because that's partnership. We ride together, we die together.
That's
That's
it.
what that's what it's supposed to be. It's not a financial thing, and it's not a financial expectation. Our culture is boggled down by financial expectations that are not realistic to the house. To the,
Unrealistic.
That's the problem. If I need my wife to go to work and bring half her check back so that we have a roof over our head and that we can make the next move, then that's what I need from her to do. It's not about me being less than or you being more than. It's about us working together to build the life that we both deserve. Everything. Everything the Bible tells us a man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing, but he does nowhere else in the Bible does he tell us that a man's needs or his wants should be sub less to what the woman wants.
I'm not
Everywhere in the Bible,
suggesting that. I'm
everywhere
not
in the Bible
suggesting that.
is about his leadership. It's about him leading. Leading has nothing to do with finances. You know how many leaders out here? You know how many bosses or entrepreneurs that got workers that probably got more money in their pocket than the workers who they're paying? Because for the first couple of years, you're not turning a profit,
True.
but you're paying your workers, and your workers
So
have
so
got
you
more
want
money
to
than you do.
lead. So you
But they're
want to
still
lead.
leading. But they're
So you
still
want to.
leading, and those workers are still coming to work. They're still coming to work, and they're still being led. It doesn't matter about the finances because it's about the character of the person who's leading. Do you believe that I can lead you to a better life that has
The
nothing
vision.
to do financially?
Yeah.
Because
The
I can
vision.
lead you with your money. You get led by a financial advisor. They lead you to better money. They
Well,
don't
if
have the
he's a
money you got.
financial
They're
advisor,
using
he's
your
that well
money
with
to
money, then he
lead you to a
doesn't need
better life.
mine.
But it's okay, as long as he's not your husband.
Well, we're gonna have to agree to disagree.
Yep. So we about to bring Joy on because Joy about to.
Joy got something to say.
Hey, Joy.
My what this called? My temporal lobe is
Joy
thumping.
lights that got cut off.
No, my lights on. My lights on. See,
There you
because
go. All right. Couldn't see
we
you. I'm sorry, sis. We couldn't see you. How you been?
listen.
First, how
Hey,
you been? How are you?
I'm awesome. First, let me just say this. I was not here for this conversation at all. I don't even care. I don't even care about all of none of this. I would like to just come on and say that Sean, I did not realize how much I missed you until the man said something and you literally almost came through my screen. Like you literally almost came through my screen. I was like, what the fuck just happened? But neither here nor there. So listen, y'all box that lady into a corner because that lady, that lady conversation did not start there, and y'all provoked her to say all of the things. But I like that because that's how relationships work, right? People can only um not hide, but uh put away who they really are for so long, right?
How did somebody box her in? I just so we have clarity.
So the lady, I don't care. I don't even want to go back into all that. She
That is-
started because
you
she
can't
started
accuse somebody.
you
You
she's
can't
wait, no,
accuse
no, no, no,
somebody
no,
of
no. Just
something and
listen.
they say what
Just
happened. You be
just
like, I
listen.
don't even care.
The lady started coming on agreeing with you. She was like, God, man, woman, children, and da 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 da. And then she kept talking and she was like, "No, but man, listen, I have so many questions for her. Like, is she single? Is she dating? Has she ever been married? Does she have kids? Does she currently live alone? Does she rent? Does she own? I don't know. But that's not what this show is about today,
Yeah, that's what
right?
I'm about to say. Yeah, your opinion
Right.
is your
So
opinion regardless.
that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So I have a kind of a question, I guess, and just maybe something to put on your mind for those of you like Sean who likes to do the research.
Oh,
So
I'm about to
listen.
say, what do I do now?
No, you didn't do nothing. You didn't do nothing. So listen.
I've been quiet.
You man, but you listen. Woo, but you listen. Then you came back with the
Don't answer
cup.
question.
I was like, he ready. He got the cup, man. Listen. But anyway, so
Not the
listen.
The
cup.
deacon had it. The deacon had it.
I
I
thought
felt
he was
that.
about to blow a gas. I was like, Cat, get Deacon. Cat. But she's having technical difficulties. Because Deacon was like, I was like, is he hurt? Like, check his pulse. I don't know, but listen, y'all, listen for real. Let me, I want to be serious about this. I want to be serious. So, okay, Kevin Samuels tapped into an emotional space and used words and phrases that allow him access into a particular community of primarily of women, right? And
Mhm.
so the
And a certain type of man.
yeah. But I mean, for the women who saying they want the high value man, he was directly speaking to them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yes.
So I don't know the facts. I don't know the facts, and I'm not speaking in absolutes. Okay. But when I think about this term we throw around as far as value, high value, I'm honestly speaking, I've never heard any other ethnicity when they say what kind of partner they want, they don't say a high value woman or man. And follow me where I'm going here. I think that historically, the only time in history that we've ever um had an association of value placed on us was during slavery, right?
Uh-oh.
I don't think there's no other time in history. Okay. So I don't know this to be a fact. I just live, work, and interact with people of all different type of races and ethnicities, and I've never heard a white man say, "I'm a high value man."
They say distinguished gentlemen.
And it's to be fact. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
They
You're
say
gonna go do the
distinguished
research.
gentlemen.
You gonna go do the research. I'm not saying fact. I'm not speaking in
No, I'm
absolutes.
just giving it to. We're just having a conversation.
I
That's like
I
women that's
think
not of value in let's say Asian. They call them leftover women who's not married.
I don't, but I don't know.
There's a lot of terms
So
out
I think,
there for these things. We just don't
but
know them because we ain't in that culture.
but let me go circle back around. I think that a lot of what we deal with in our community is a direct result of post-slavery syndrome. How we view men, how we view women, the value we place on them, what they bring, and that directly comes from a white male construct and concept of who we are, right? And so I'm bringing all this around because so much of this was touched today, but we left out the two components. You touched on it, but you didn't expand on it. One, a lot of how we view each other comes from like post slavery and the mindset, the mentality that we have, how we view each other, how we value each other, how we rate each other, how we assess each other. That's one. Two, in when we talk about arranged marriages and cultures and this and that, there is a component of provisions. There is a component of a dowry. If we're talking about the African culture or even like Indian culture, there's a component of when my daughter marries this man, the family will inherit this land or this livestock or whatever. There's a component, right?
Yeah,
But
or
for
you have to give
every
money, or you
right,
have to give
but
money.
for
Mhm.
every but for every culture and for every individual relationship, it's different. And it's the terms that you set with your partner. Kat says something, and then the lady says something. Being submissive is not a sign of weakness. It's actually a
No,
sign of strength. It's a sign of
absolutely.
strength in your relationship. What we miss is when you are in the courting stages with your partner, you're gathering to see how compatible you are, right? So if you have a foundation, and that's what we miss in our community, most most other communities have a foundation that's on something that's bigger than themselves, right? So a lot of it is religion based. So if we believe in the same faith, we believe in the same consequences, we believe in the same
I like that you said that.
rules of society, then I don't have to question everything that he's saying because I've been taught to believe this way. This is what he believes. And you take the time to know that. I was just listening to, I'll put it in the comments, Minister, um, um, I forget his name, but he's a popular Muslim, and he was saying,
Farrakhan.
it's not Farrakhan. I would remember Farrakhan cat. Damn, give me some credit. Um,
Uh-uh.
he was saying,
Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
no, he was saying,
Not Max.
no, I'm gonna put it in the comments when I go back and get the
We
name.
just messing with you now.
He was saying, what I agree with, when you meet somebody, and again, most people are meeting people in their pool. What that means to you is what that means to you, because we do date people that we have access to. So 9 times out of 10, if you're a Muslim person, you're gonna meet somebody in the Muslim community. You're gonna meet them at mosque or wherever. If you're a clubbing person, you're gonna meet them at the club. If you're a church person, you're gonna meet them at church. You spend all your days at work, you're gonna meet them at work. That's just what it is. Now,
Mm-hmm.
every now and then, you meet somebody that trickled into your community, or you trickled out into their community, but it's not common that you meet people outside of what your routine thing is. So it is common. That's why they say birds of a feather flock together. If I could only afford McDonald's every day, and that's why I go to lunch every day, guess who I'm gonna meet? The people that could also only afford McDonald's every day, that go to McDonald's every day. If I go to Starbucks, if I go golfing or whatever, but people are so creative now that the poor people, they know to dress up and go to the go to the golf course and try to meet the man. But that's another story. That's not a story. So I'm saying this. You make a list. You say, these are the things that is important to me. If that person meets 70% of what then you work with the 30, because nothing is 50-50. Nothing in life is nothing is 50
Mm-hmm.
50. It's all relative to what you value and what you believe and what you decide that you can work with. So it's kind of like, we got to stop. And I had this conversation with Deacon earlier. We got to stop having these conversations where we pit men against women. Women should not be measured against a man should not be measured against the woman when we talking about relationships. I'm not a man. And my man is not a woman. When my man is looking to pick me, he not measuring himself. He looking at the women that's in the pool with me. So
Nah.
I'm gonna look at the man in the group of men. So we got to stop doing that. We're not helping each other. We're hurting each other. We're hurting.
Uh-uh.
We're hurting each other. We can't grow. We can't build community by keep having these conversations about high value, this, that, and other. Believe whatever you want to believe. It is about what works for you, and you got to have a foundation and something that's larger than just you.
Yes.
Get in
Not.
community. Get in community with some people that have something else going on. Go join your church group, a fitness center, something. Because all this other stuff is ridiculous. We're not gonna go. That's what's wrong with us now. Now I'm gonna be funny, then I gotta go because my man calling me and I'm submissive. Okay, I'm submissive.
I,
Listen, listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen. You will miss the train looking for the bus. You hear me? Ain't shit
what?
perfect. Ain't nothing
You will
perfect.
miss the train looking for the bus.
I just
Yeah.
want to say this. I just want to say
That
this.
ain't the most country thing.
Yeah. I just want to say this. I forgot. I totally forgot how long you can monologue. You is the
Oh, I
queen
listen to all y'all. I done
of the
fell asleep.
monologue.
Y'all been on here. Y'all been on here for 1 minute
Chicken.
and 53 seconds,
Uh,
and I fell
My
asleep.
sis,
I woke up. I
sis,
scratched my ass. I ate a bowl of
this,
rice. Everything. Y'all was still talking about the same damn thing,
this,
and I was
he
like,
took
what the
that
hell?
mic. You know what you remind me of at the gospel sister at the church when she got the solo and she just keep going and that we think
Yeah,
that
but
solo
y'all was
gonna
doing the
end
same.
and she
Not
just
you.
keep going again and she hit that note
Y'all,
again.
fuck that. You're not gonna put that on me because y'all let that man come on here and say all that shit, and y'all let that lady come on here and say all that shit. They will not come on here. Y'all was
I
all
love you. You know that. You know I gotta mess with you.
Y'all better leave Joy alone.
I
Leave
love
but guess
Joy.
Joy
what?
You know that.
alone.
I love Joy.
I'm
You know that. I gotta mess with her. I'm sorry. I had to
listen,
mess with her. I had to
Jay,
mess with her.
let me
And I
tell you
would
something.
say,
I don't
I
care.
agree. Hold up, Joy. I agree. I agree with a lot, but I would add to it. You dug deep with the slavery thing, but I agree to to a degree, of course, because
I
that
think that
post
was perfect.
traumatic stress disorder is more than just the military and and police shootings. I mean, but the whole thing that crept into our culture, we have to identify capitalism and the social media luxury lifestyle. That's not real.
It's so
I mean,
many things, but that's what I'm saying.
yeah,
I agree with you.
but I
It's
agree.
not a
I
one.
agree.
It's not a one. It's not a one. Oh, this is the answer. This is
Yeah,
the
no,
way. This
I
the this.
agree. I
It's so
agree.
many things, and we have to stop
Absolutely.
doing that. Listen. You meet.
Absolutely.
You figure out who you are. You figure out who you are, and that have nothing to do with money. But you do need money to live. So
Yeah.
you figure out. You figure out who you are. What your belief system is. What's value to you. What you can do, and
Right.
then you meet somebody in that community. You meet somebody in that community that you done plan it yourself, and you make it plain.
Now
That's
you
what
lost
people don't
me.
do. The people don't make it plain. You make it plain. When
Now
you
you
in the
done lost
courting
me.
stage,
You was doing
when
so
you
good.
when yeah, when you when you in the courting stage, you ask the
God.
questions, and you don't just ask. You see if they actually walk in what they talk, and then you go from there. All this other stuff, because the lady, man, I'm like, I agree with Deacon. Deacon was, I thought he was about to die. I'm like, lady, what you gonna
I
do?
thought he was about to die.
I thought he was gonna die. The lady. Now, listen to me carefully. I really gotta go. My boyfriend don't pay my mortgage. I own my home when I met him. So that is crazy for me to just meet a person. I don't care for how long we've been. He don't live here. So I have never said to him, pay my mortgage. You understand? That's
Hmm.
that's to me, that's crazy. To me. However, my boyfriend paid good attention to me, and there are certain habits I have around my house. I wash clothes a lot. I do a lot of laundry. So jokingly, he started just buying me laundry detergent. That's now his thing. That's now his thing. That's 50-50 in this in what this looks like. You understand? Because she don't live here. So that's ridiculous for me to be like, oh, you the man. Not you gotta pay my mortgage and your mortgage. That's ridiculous.
No, but what if he move in with you? What if when y'all get married and when he stop being your boyfriend, he becomes your husband? What is the expectation? Is he paying your mortgage, or
So
y'all gonna have?
so
Uh-oh.
uh, so it
Uh-oh.
depends. Well, let me say this. I don't agree that anything is like half. Like you can, like it's kind of ridiculous to do that. But it depends on how we sat down and came to whatever agreement we came to financially to buy a new home. Then I moved to his home. Then he moved to this home because he's a homeowner. So
Right.
what makes financial
We
sense,
got you.
right?
We got you,
Is
Sherry. We know.
is what you do. Is what makes best financial sense. Is what you do.
Right.
Deacon, you know me. You know me.
Right.
Listen, I make six figures, motherfucker. I still Lyft drive. Okay, I'm still Lyft driving. I'm gonna do everything that makes financial sense for me. So,
But would you date if your boyfriend made five figures? Would you
but
still?
but he don't. Go
No,
ahead.
I know, but he don't. But
And
I'm
he ain't got
asking
no
you.
six pack. He ain't got no six pack, y'all. He fat. He fat. He fat. He made
Don't do
six
him
figures
like that
and
on.
he ain't
Don't
got
do
no
him
six
like
pack.
that on live
He
television.
do so.
Sometimes
He do so got a six pack.
A
no, he got a
keg.
keg. He got a
He got
keg,
a
and
keg.
and who
He
gets
got a
and who gets more excited when you go
You
to a
mess, don't
party?
you mess with him.
When you
he
go
got a
to a
keg.
party, when you go to a party, and you show up to a party with a six pack, everybody like, oh, a six pack. But if you show up to that party with the keg, you the coolest person in the building. They're like, that's what I'm talking about. We came to drink, so don't do
Listen.
that. The keg
Listen,
is more
I
important
am
than the
not.
six pack.
I am not. Y'all listen. I'm the person that was counting the days. Like we've been together for 900 days. You know what I mean? I'm cool. But I'm just
Yeah,
saying
but you
that
still didn't ask the question. If he made five figures and you made six, would that be an issue? Would that be a problem?
with
And
the
if
person I'm
Five
with,
figures is a lot. Is a
no,
lot of numbers. You
no,
talking
listen, with
40,000
the
or you talking 80,000?
listen with the person that I'm with, no, because what's more important is that the relationship is I think the word for it is
She done
accretive.
froze. Jesus froze her too.
No, it's accretive, right? So it's like it's if I make six figures and my partner makes 50,000 to $60,000 a year, do my partner now come and live off me and he's now living like he make $160,000 a year? Where is the value being added, right?
where's the value? The value is being added because now you are complete,
Oh, no, no,
understanding
no, I'm
that
not
the
disagreeing. I'm
two
saying
shall
no,
become
I'm
one.
not.
We've been living our lives as two separate people. We come together.
Derek.
No,
Money,
that's
money
what I'm
should not be the
saying. You
issue.
know what I'm
Money
saying?
is
No, no,
always
no, no, no. I think you personalize
I
it
need a
because that's
tool.
what I'm saying. Because that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the person doesn't have to do that. The person, man or woman, just need to. We need to agree on where the value is going to be
oh,
added.
okay, I got you. My fault. I didn't mean to dump down your throat.
Thank you.
Well, I'm broke. Somebody come pay my
You know,
bill.
I don't do balls. Get your balls out of my throat. You know, I don't do
I'm
balls.
broke,
Get your
man.
balls out of
Somebody
my
come pay
throat.
my bill.
If anybody that's listening to show believe that, believe something else, because that's a damn lie.
We we need to get
Pay
we need
my
to
bill.
get
I'm
away.
broke.
We need to severely get away from this financial mishap nonsense and
But the
focus on
reason, but again,
true,
it may be
unadulterated love.
no, 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 no,
I
no, no, no.
you complete me, I complete you. Let's build together.
No, but let's be fair, and I would like for y'all to investigate this a little further after Sean have the research pulled up because I'm not speaking in absolutes. I got to make sure I'm saying this on here.
Sean gonna drink. Sean gonna drink his beer and listen to you and
I
Derek
don't I
hash
don't
this out.
think I don't I don't think that we have a lot of hurt in the community from men not being present.
Right.
You understand?
Hmm.
There is a lot of work to be done. So
Hmm.
so when people are speaking from pain points and from past traumas and from not having a father in their home and watching a mama struggle and them, you know, and then maybe they have a situation where they are a single mom and not they're speaking from pain points. You understand? So I don't know how to you can't just jump over that part. You can't just forget that there's a large population of men in our community that are not stand-up dudes.
And there's a large
I'm not
uh,
arguing about the women. I'm only speaking for I'm
but
not
that's
saying
the
that they
issue. That's always the issue because there are men who speak from pain points as well. There are good
oh
men.
yeah.
There are good men who've
You
been
are today,
finessed,
sir.
who've been
You
passed
are
over,
today.
who've been.
You are. Normally it be Sean. I normally I'd be like, what is the psychiatrist? You are. Today, you are. You don't went from heaven to hell to the Bible and back. You are.
How I get attacked in this? I'm minding
You're
my
not
business
being
over here.
attacked. You're not being attacked. But I'm just saying we gotta stop having these conversations this way because it's not helpful. What can we do to move forward? Like
But this is
I,
There's
I,
the only way for me to say is that there is the only way to move forward and to as to be better women, be better men. People have to be willing to change. If you're not willing to change, if you're not willing to change your mindset and you're stuck on whatever it is that you're stuck on, then there's not going to be change. You're still going to be that person. You're
there you
still going
go.
to be talking from your pain
Because what's the first step in changing?
because you have to fix yourself.
What's the first step in changing anything?
You have to accept. You have to take accountability.
You gotta accept that there's an issue.
but
Accountability.
You
but
have to
listen
and that's the only way to change. Everybody is built differently. Everybody deals with things differently. Some people are willing to change, some people are not willing to change. Some people change way later on in life when they finally come to the realization that I'm the problem.
Hit rock bottom. Yep.
Where's where's rock bottom?
Nobody want to be the problem.
Don't
That's
nobody, everybody rock bottom is different.
It's different.
Right.
Yeah, it's different.
So that's
Everybody rock bottom is different.
so that's
It could be when all your kids is out the house and they no longer want to talk to you because you were such a toxic parent. Everybody rock bottom is
Ooh,
different.
ouch.
Everybody's is different.
look
Hmm.
at that.
But you still have to be able to accept and take accountability for the things that you do and for the things because you can't put everything on one person. You can't do that.
No,
If
I
you
don't care. I
continue to blame
don't
just one person for your pain and you taking that out on everybody else, it ain't everybody else's fault. And then
I
everything that we do, we play a part in that. Everything that happens in our lives, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you still play a part in it and you still got to own it and take accountability for the part you play in it.
this this was a very interesting conversation. I have to go now. Be submissive
Yeah.
because I figured that out. Listen, I learned to shut the fuck up and get you know what I mean? Get these bills. Listen, that's all I'm saying. You hear me? So y'all carry on. I'll talk to y'all next week.
We love
Bye.
you, Joy.
I love y'all too.
Be good, sis.
This was a very interesting topic.
Right. 2 hours when we got the 10 minute mark. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
This. All I got to say, even though, like I said, y'all can't see me, but y'all damn sure can hear me. Don't y'all be blowing up my damn phone tonight.
I gotta see my phone again.
And look, and you know what?
So
Derek took that mic and turned into Eddie Kendrick. They
Do
gonna
I gotta
still say it's my fault.
do I gotta perform again?
Eddie Kane. Eddie
no,
Kane.
I don't. I don't know. I don't know if Derek got to perform again, but I'm telling y'all, blow up them comments. Don't blow up my phone tonight with who they think they is and what the hell they talking about and what the. No, don't do that. Not today. I ain't. Because I got some. I done had me some happy juice, and
I
I'm
say,
not gonna have it tonight.
I say, call her.
Listen,
I'm gonna be giving out Derek and Sean phone number. Here they
you
go.
got my number.
Y'all gonna have some calls tonight. Let somebody
You
call you
get
with the
your
nonsense.
voicemail. I keep it simple. I have a nice
Mad if they
voicemail.
call me. You're gonna be mad. They're gonna be mad.
I am not doing it. Not today.
We had two
Uh,
we had 2 hours and 7 minutes, right? So
I can hear them now when they call me. Who hurt you? Who
Oh
hurt
my
you?
gosh.
I'm like, I hurt me. My decisions hurt me.
Yeah, they must give that. Like those little comments. They must give that to them to certain women. Like soon as they hit puberty or something. 'Cause
we I
it's like you know it's coming.
Right.
You know it's coming.
All right, and before Sean start, all
Yeah.
I'm gonna say is I thank everybody for tuning in to Candid Conversations tonight. We appreciate the dialogue. It was great dialogue. It was a good show tonight. So I do thank y'all. Um, as always, Candid Conversations wouldn't be Candid Conversations if it wasn't for the people that join us. So we thank you so much. And the only thing that I have left to say for the night is I mean, I know we're talking about, the high value man, the high value woman, but the only thing that you should be valuing is what's in your home, what your man brings, what you bring, value your children, value your community. Those are the values that I believe in. And is nothing wrong with a man taking care of his woman and paying all the bills, but just realize one thing. When you do have a man that is taking care of you and paying your bills, that you are putting a lot of weight on that one man back. and sometimes that you have to help him unpack his unpack it and help him because he has needs too. It don't have to be a 50-50. It ain't got to be a 70-30. Hell, it could be a 60, a 60-40. But some way, somehow, you have to be able to take those pressures that he has to get beat up on every single day to help provide for you. You have to help him too. Some way, somehow, fix it, Jesus. That's all I got to say for the night.
So meet us at the podcast with your comments.
Oh,
Stop calling
oh,
Kyra. She ain't gonna
wait.
do shit.
I got one more thing to say. I actually have an announcement. I wanted to put this out there in a different type of way, but I'm just gonna put it out there because it's already out there. So Cancer Conversations is now on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. So if you can't tune in and you can't get on our live, you can always click on any one of those apps and you will find Candid Conversations. Thank you very much. I worked very hard for that. We worked very hard for that.
Nah, you worked very hard for that. All we did was get the phone call.
So if y'all go on to Apple or onto Apple Podcasts, iHeart or Spotify, you'll find us. And if when you do find us, make sure y'all do subscribe to the episodes that we are going to that I am still putting up there. It's a library up there though, y'all. So y'all ain't going up there looking at one episode. It's a library up there, and I'm gonna continue to add on and add on and add on. But
Make
we
sure,
are on 3 more
make sure you put that
platforms.
classic episode up when Jay called everybody bitch.
No, I will not. Thank you, Tanya. Thank you, Raven. Thanks, Meek. Yes, I'm very happy. I worked hard to get on these platforms. So, but like I always say, we are not anything unless without y'all. So y'all make us who we are. So thank y'all so much, and just continue to love and support us.
And
That's it.
meet
That's
us at
all.
the podcast with your comment. Stop calling Kyra. She ain't gonna do shit. Somebody must have lied to you and thought your words was relevant. Let's get candy.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. And y'all make sure y'all tune in next week because we will be talking about submission.
Oh Lord.
Lord have mercy. Help us, Jesus.
You gotta go do that in 2 parts. You gotta do that in 2 parts.
Derek, what are your last words for the night?
Put money away. Find the person you love and love them the best way you can. Support them the best way you can. Because at the end of the day, we can't take it home with us. We can't take it once we're gone. We can't take it with us. So the best thing to do is enjoy the moments that you have right now with the ones you love.
Holla. Sean, what are your last words of the night?
Before I hit my last words of the night, y'all better. I've seen Derek take 20 minutes straight and just slam y'all. You better call Kyra and Derek be all type of gay and his mama black. And y'all better flood her phone
Thank you, Mo.
and talk junk. Who hurt him and his mama black and all of that, because now let's get back to family.
This cat said his mama black.
I can't with them. Thank y'all all for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all for all y'all congratulations. We just, like I said, we always appreciate y'all. We will see y'all next Tuesday, same time, same place, and bring the same fire. Good night, peace, love, and blessings.